Have you seen the TikToks where grade school teachers are talking about how their students are struggling with reading comprehension and critical thinking, and news articles where professors are talking about students entering school not being able to complete full books? On top of that, our attention spans are constantly being hijacked with constant dopamine, and increasingly AI is offering to do our critical thinking for us. For me, all of these things together are sounding the alarm about the future of human critical thinking, and it's starting to make the movie Idiocracy look more like a prophecy and not like a comedy film. And that tells me that it's ultimately up to us to maintain our critical thinking skills and our mental focus. Hello, I'm Charla. I'm a comedian, a television writer and producer. I'm also an ICF certified life coach and a trained mindfulness mentor. And in this video, I'm going to break down 4 ways that you can combat cognitive atrophy and maintain your mental sharpness. Before I get started, please make sure to like and subscribe to support the channel. So let's jump in with number 1, and that is to reduce and minimize your cognitive load. A lot of us have so much on our plate. We have so many commitments, we have so much to do, and it's taking up a tremendous amount of mental energy. And this can lead to mental exhaustion. It could lead to burnout. So one of the ways to combat this cognitive overload is to minimize your commitments. It's to get things off of your mind as much as possible. So one of the things you're going to have to do, which can be really difficult for a lot of people, is learning how to say no. Now, this can sound like an easy thing to do, but for a lot of us, there is an ingrained behavior where we struggle to say no, we people please, and it's one of the things that leads to overcommitment and having too many things on our plate in the first place. I'm talking from experience. Learning how to say no was a behavioral shift that I had to do. I had to deal with the fears that were coming up around disappointing others, around looking like I didn't care or like I didn't want to help. There were so many things that I had to address within myself in order to prioritize my mental well-being so that I can maintain my mental sharpness and my mental focus. And at least for me, along with a lot of people, our mental focus and the mental sharpness goes down when we are fully overcommitted. Another way to reduce your cognitive load is to check things off of your to-do list. It is very mentally freeing to literally check things off of your to-do list. Things like tidying up your home, making sure that you're not seeing a lot of clutter everywhere, because that can be another way to overload yourself cognitively. Another suggestion within minimizing your cognitive load is reducing or creating boundaries around you and people, places, and things that mentally exhaust you. Particularly if you're on the spectrum, if you have ADHD, if you're neurospicy in any way, interaction with other people can be really mentally draining. And it's not about being rude, it's not about being mean, it's about protecting your energy. So let's move on to number 2, which is finding ways to alleviate stress and anxiety. Just like I talked about people, places, and things that can drain you mentally and emotionally and create an overload cognitively, so can tons of stress and anxiety. Maybe you're doing a lot of doom scrolling and that's creating a lot of stress. It's almost impossible for us to avoid being stressed or avoid anxiety, because unfortunately that is just the way that life works. Stress and anxiety will always be a part of life. So one of the best things that you can do is learn how your body best alleviates stress. Maybe for you, it's going out for a run. Maybe it's exercising, walking, hobbies, doing things with your hands, doing things that are tactile. Whatever it is, there needs to be some regular way that you alleviate and relieve stress from the body, because frankly, stress is a killer, and learning how to alleviate stress is one of the healthiest things that you can do for your brain moving forward. The next one is reading, writing, and creating. Of course, the more that you read, the more that you write, the more that you create, the more that it continues to use those pathways in your brain, the better those skills get. And of course, the less you do of those activities, the more that those skills atrophy, the harder those things become, and the less they become a part of your life. Continuing to write, create, and read is a simple way that you can continue to use your brain so that you can maintain your mental focus. And this does not have to be complicated. You don't need to write a novel in order to get your brain to do the work of writing. You can just write in your journal. You can make sure to write notes by hand. Writing by hand has been shown to reduce stress and to improve learning. So continuing to do those things is going to be one of the ways that you can maintain and improve your cognitive function moving forward. And the last tip I have for you is to practice mindfulness. Practicing presence, learning how to slow down deliberately. I personally think that mindfulness and learning how to quiet the mind and be present and in the moment is going to be one of the most important skills we have moving forward, because like I've taught in previous videos, mindfulness is not just about emptying the mind and being quiet. Mindfulness can also be a really powerful tool for emotional healing, healing childhood wounds, healing childhood trauma. It's actually such an important skill that I created a Mindfulness for Creatives and a Thriving with Mindfulness workshop. Both of those are free and both of them teach the same thing. One of them teaches you how to put mindfulness in a context of creativity, and the other one teaches you how to put mindfulness in the context of regulating your nervous system. So I hope that one of the takeaways that you've gotten from these 4 suggestions is that one of the keys to mental clarity, mental focus, mental sharpness is to do less. It's about being really ruthless with the kinds of things that you allow to take your attention. Because if we are not ruthless with what we allow to take our attention, then we might just end up like Idiocracy. I hope that this was helpful to you. Until next time, get out there, get to work.